So I'm completely paranoid that I'm not going to have something recording at this point after last week.
As well you should be. Did you double check?
I did. The camera's recording, the audio's recording. We can hear ourselves. As far as I know, everything's working.
Well, and if not, at least you and I will have a conversation.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing as a
No.
couple that's been married 22 years.
Yeah.
Welcome to California Exploring. This is episode number 6.
I'm Zanne.
I'm Greg. I wasn't expecting that.
I'm just going with it.
We're going to do something I think a little different this week. I've been contemplating on how to talk about this and if I wanted to talk about this and how I would go about it. So I think I'm just gonna dive in. You okay with that?
You're not going to talk about my new haircut, are you?
No, I love
okay.
your new haircut.
All right.
On Wednesday, I'm going into the hospital for surgery, and it's bariatric surgery. They're going to remove a portion of my stomach with the intent of losing a ton of weight in a relatively short amount of time. One of the things that I never learned, I never had a lot of parental guidance, was willpower and portion control. And I was always able to counteract that by sports. Mm-hmm. I played sports nonstop, just about 365 days a year up until my mid-30s. When we got married, we started having children, other priorities came, the sports kind of went to the back. And as a result of playing sports all those years, a variety of injuries
Can we just count how many different injuries that you've had since we started dating?
Yeah.
There's been so many.
Yeah.
Well, and even before I met you, you were very much into sports. You played softball. You had a scholarship in college. You played in the Air Force. I mean, you were always heavily into sports.
Yeah, like I said, it was year round. I mean, I played baseball, hardball, into my 30s. When I was in the Air Force and went over to Australia, we had actually had a baseball team over there. We went to the state tournament. I hadn't picked up a baseball in 8 years and got selected to the state all-star team, got to go to the national championships and play in that. So that always kind of counterbalanced me not having the best dietary.
And what position did you play?
I played pitcher and first base.
And then when you and I were dating, we were driving to downtown Chicago to play beach volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
And
flag football,
softball. Yeah. We were hiking.
Yeah. But anyway, I mean, the reality is I can come up with a million excuses for letting myself get in the situation that I'm in. And I'm to the point where I don't feel like I have any other options. I had a hip replacement last year. I'm having, heel and foot pain now. And the notion of trying to lose that much weight and not really being able to exercise because of the pain I feel like I'm constantly in, I think I need another alternative, and this seems to be the best one.
How do you feel going into this?
Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared. I mean, we've talked about that. It's a pretty major surgery. They're removing a major part of a major organ, and I think even more scary to me than that is the change in lifestyle. Mm-hmm. It's very tiny portions, no sugar, no fats. I mean, everything, and I think I'm not alone in this. I think, America in general, we tend to celebrate things with food.
Right.
Holidays and family get-togethers, and you get a promotion at work. What do? You go out and have dinner. You go out and have a nice big dinner.
You eat cake.
And we eat cake, and there's no notion of portion control.
Yeah.
You can go out to a restaurant and eat as much as you want to eat, and people, and plus, I grew up clean your plate.
Yeah.
make sure every piece has gone off of your plate. But again, I can make all the excuses in the world, but I'm in this situation because of me. And
How much weight are you targeting to lose?
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100 plus
Okay.
pounds.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm still not comfortable really talking about this. And
Yeah.
it's, I don't know if it's just me or, my Midwest background or.
Well, don't you think that there's a certain level of judgment that still occurs too?
Of course.
And do you think that's increased or decreased since we moved out here to California?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say it's probably increased. I think there's a lot more people out here who have an idea, or whether it's legitimate or not, of what a healthy and productive lifestyle should be. And I think it goes across many lines other than just personal appearance. But yeah, it's, I joined a couple of Facebook support groups, which is good and bad. But a lot of people sharing stories of family members telling them that they're weak and you should be able to do this on your own and you don't have to do this. And, instead of supporting them and trying to make sure that they're healthy, I have 2 teenage daughters. I want to see my grandkids. I want to see them get married. I want to, I don't want to fall down face first on the floor one day and have them come home and find me.
Yeah.
So.
And don't you also think, well, I know that you do because we've talked about this, like since moving out here and trying to take advantage of everything, as far as travel, as far as exploration, as far as just taking advantage of every opportunity that we have, you don't want to feel like you're passing any of those up.
Well, not only passing them up, but there's been many occasions you guys have passed them up on my behalf. I had the hip replacement surgery, and that was a genetic thing. It wasn't. I'm sure the weight didn't help in any way for that, but that was coming anyway. But the doctor told me, I think he told you actually, that my hip was the worst he had ever seen.
Right.
That the ball and socket had ground together for so long, so much that they were basically polished like marble. So, it's just been a string of things like that and mostly joint related. And, the origin may have been sports, but, carrying this much excess weight can only make things exponentially worse.
It's interesting because you run Suburban Men, which is so man-focused, and a big aspect of that is sports and how men define themselves through sports. Do you have any different sense in terms of finding who you are and maybe going back to that now that you'll have the ability to play sports once again?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's part of the goal is to get more active and to be able to hike more and play golf again. And, with the hip replacement and being, my age, I don't have any aspirations of playing baseball or hardcore basketball again. But, just to get that physical activity and the bonding with the guys on the team and stuff, or, that I'm playing golf with. And let's not forget that not only does Suburban Men focus on sports and manly stuff, I don't hesitate to post a picture of a 36-inch tomahawk ribeye when I'm out on one of these press trips. Yeah. Also, I'm wearing a shirt my kids got me. It says, "Oops, I ate all the bacon." And that's it's funny, but it's not.
Right.
So.
It's funny how men really do bond over sports, either watching them or playing them together or discussing sports. It seems to be one of those, what's the word I'm looking for? Check the box as you guys are having conversations to kind of go through. For women, I think it's a lot more around kids and some of those other aspects. We may start conversations by complimenting each other on our shoes or something in that regard, but
I think that's certainly true for my generation.
Yeah.
For our generation, we were very segmented and put in our little boy and girl boxes that I don't think our kids' generation necessarily is doing. but my earliest memories were sports.
Yeah.
We're playing wiffle ball with my dad and brother in the yard and rooting for the Cardinals and, getting in trouble in first grade for drawing a Packers helmet in my notebook rather than studying the materials I was supposed to be studying. So it's a pretty safe assumption that if I meet, another guy, of my generation, that he's going to be a fan of some kind of sports.
Yeah.
We were at one of our daughter's competitions last night, and I was standing down there waiting to take pictures of the award ceremony. And there's a guy next to me, and he's got one of those salute to service NFL military themed
Like the
shirts
one I
on,
got you.
like the one
Yeah.
you got me, and it said Steelers on it. So we immediately started talking football, and
Yeah.
and we're very open about our support of our teams. I mean, we wear probably half our wardrobe. It's in some form or fashion has to do with some kind of sports allegiance.
Yeah. My wardrobe can be divided up literally into Packers, Harley Davidson, Disney,
Cowgirl,
what you
Summary.
call Stevie Nicks wannabe, and then work.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes. Mine's basically all the same thing.
yeah. Although this is going to mean a whole new wardrobe for you too.
Yeah.
So, you're going to go for those skinny jeans?
Yeah, I actually might be that guy. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna. I don't see myself as a skinny jeans kind of guy, but I've got tubs of clothes in the garage
Yeah.
that I put out there and said someday, one day, I'll get healthy and I'll fit back into these. And
Yeah.
it's funny because the reality is I might blow right by them.
Mm-hmm.
This tends to lead to a pretty dramatic, pretty quick weight loss.
I've seen photos of people who've had the surgery and they've lost like 100 pounds in 12 months. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
50
that.
pounds in the first 2 months is not unrealistic.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's several sizes
Yeah.
to go down.
And this is going to mean a change for our whole family too, because as your diet is going to change in your lifestyle, so will it for all of us here. And
Well, I'm not going to go to the store and come home with bags of chips and cookies
Yeah.
and ice cream and all that other crap that I would tend to stock up on and
Yeah.
have it laying around for the kids to eat too. And
Mhm.
it's going to suck for the girls
Yeah.
for a while because it's always quick and easy and it tastes delicious,
Yeah.
which is like the very definition of things that aren't good for you.
And
So,
when I go to the office every day and when we talk about getting lunch or ordering lunch, when you have others kind of, I don't want to say judging what you're eating, but there's a lot of salads, there's a lot of Mediterranean food. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And in a way you appreciate that, and then as soon as it starts to become a habit, you continue moving through with it. And there's been times where I've definitely struggled with weight, and prior to moving out here, I dropped about 35 pounds. I weighed the same as I did in high school. And then slowly, as we got in our rhythm here, crept it not all the way back up, but some crept back up. And I'm looking forward to having the mutual support now, I think, to change our entire lifestyle and move forward. It will suck much more for you having gone through the surgery, but,
Yeah, the next month or so is not going to be fun. There's, from what I've read, there's significant pain the first few weeks. The first 3 days, I think I'm on a clear liquid diet. From day 4 to 14, it's a liquid diet.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the next 2 weeks, it's pureed food.
Yeah.
So basically baby food consistency. So I'm looking at probably 6 months before I'm back to eating regular food.
Without sugar, fat.
In tiny portions, no fat, no bread, no alcohol.
Yeah. You're basically going to be on like a keto diet.
I don't know.
You are.
I thought keto wasn't vegetables and fruits and stuff. I thought keto was mostly meat and proteins.
Well, isn't that what you have to focus on? High
No,
protein?
I have to. It's critical because the food is going to pass so quickly through because my stomach is going to be so small now. It's critical that I get a lot of protein. That
Yeah.
protein is my number one priority when I'm eating. Doesn't mean that's the only thing I can eat.
No, and
Mashed potatoes,
yeah,
things like that, you know. But it's very much focusing on making sure I'm getting the proper nutrients, because one of the risks of having this type of surgery,
oh, don't I
well, it's
just yeah.
it's starvation. I
I
mean,
know.
and not starvation that I'm going to fall over and die, but that
Yeah.
I'm not getting the nutrients that my body needs to sustain itself, because it's going to be burning. I'm going to be eating very, very little, 2 ounces
Oh.
per meal, you know. So, and it's been hard. I mean, that's what you focus on when you. You're trying to help me focus on the positives.
I
and
am trying to help you focus
think
on the
about how much better I'm going to feel. How my self-esteem is going to go up, but when you think about, and again, all of our highlights in our lives have food connected with them in some way, and that I'm never going to have a big Thanksgiving dinner again. I'm never going to eat cake again. I'm never going to eat things that that I really enjoy, but I wouldn't be able to enjoy them if I was dead.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
that's
you know
kinda what it
that's what
comes
I was
down to.
thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
So last meal. So surgery's coming up in a couple days, and there's a ham in the fridge that we've been defrosting to do a mock Thanksgiving before
Christmas dinner. Yeah.
Christmas dinner.
Thanksgiving. We usually have
Yeah.
the same things.
Yeah. And then also talked about, maybe going out to eat one more time. So thoughts, choices, anything that kind of goes through your head?
I don't know. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many. When you're faced with never going to these places again,
Yeah.
and it's, I mean, I'm being over dramatic here. It's not that I can't go there, and it's not that I can't pick a little bit off you guys' plates, but I think everybody understands what I mean. That I'm not going to go to, I'm not going to go to Famous Days and get a rack of ribs
Yeah.
again. I'll pick a couple of little bitty pieces of meat that doesn't have sauce on it from one of you guys' plates, and it's another thing that goes through my mind with Suburban Men is I do a lot of these press trips. I've done trips with Chevy and Toyota, and we just did a big NASCAR trip.
Mm-hmm.
Check out last week's episode. Some good content out there. But that's where everybody hangs and bonds.
Yeah.
We go to a steakhouse and we get a whiskey old fashioned and a huge tomahawk ribeye bone in, and that's where you talk, and that's where you hang and get to know each other and stuff. And I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to deal with that.
Yeah. It's kind of similar, I would suspect, to going through like a 12-step program and then trying to figure out how to, go to a social event where there's alcohol or whatever.
You stay up on the mic, sweetheart.
And stay up on the mic.
You tend to drift away from.
I need to move when I'm talking.
Well, then we'll take the mic out next time, and you can just hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I think there are some similarities. The difference is everybody needs to eat.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be, I'm just going to have Diet Coke. I don't feel like drinking tonight. Making that kind of excuse. It's going to be, can I order something off of the kids' meal?
Yeah.
The kids' menu. Can I order some, or me just ordering the tiniest little appetizer of something when everybody else is getting, again, the huge steak and the potato and the dessert, and they're drinking the whiskey drinks, and I'm sitting there with a glass of water and 2 ounces of something. So that's.
How do you think, as health becomes more and more of a focus here in America, how is that going to shape, do you think, dining options in the future? Do you think that we will finally start to see the option for smaller portions? I mean, I know around here in Las Vegas, or Los Angeles, you see a lot of options for vegan or organic food and raw food.
I don't think so.
No.
I think our kids' generation may change that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our generation and the one or two behind us are kind of stuck in our ways. And, we're used to the all-you-can-eat buffet kind of mentality, and you just go up and gorge yourself.
Buffets.
I I love.
I
I'll never
hate
go to a
buffets.
buffet again.
You can go.
It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay $20 for a buffet and then
Yeah.
get 2 ounces of something.
have never been a fan of them.
Well,
That's
whatever.
always been a point of
But-
contention when you take the girls and I.
Well,
Yeah.
but the point is the whole all-you-can-eat thing,
Right.
or the bottomless fries, or the endless this and. So no, I don't think anything's going to change. I think as long as people are coming in and if you're a restaurant owner, are you first? Are you first to give little portions? I mean, they tried outlawing large sodas in New York. That didn't work.
Right.
I mean, you can't go anywhere. You can't buy smalls anymore.
I know,
Try
which
to order a
annoys
small
me.
soda and you get a medium soda
Yeah,
at McDonald's, and it's this big.
which annoys me.
And for 10 cents more,
Right.
you can get this big.
You can get
So everybody's like, well, hell, I might as well get the bigger one. It's a much better value. And
you get mad at me because I can't finish one of those
I don't get mad at you.
8-ounce bottle of Diet Coke.
You drink half of it and then you leave it and then you go dump it out.
Yeah,
So,
because I don't want to.
but even when
The little mini cans. That's what I like.
No.
Yeah.
I specifically a couple of weeks ago bought the little bottles,
Yeah.
the small bottles. Stay
Yeah.
on the mic, honey.
Yeah.
And you drank half of it and left it sitting out. You refuse to drink anything below the label in a bottle.
No, because look, I'm drinking right now.
No, it's not. The label's here. When it gets down to below the label, you're done. It's some weird, creepy thing in your past. 'Cause
You
never
always say that
drink the
about
last of.
every little quirky thing that I have. You tell me.
I met your family.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's true. That's true. That's a whole other episode in and of itself.
Oh yeah, I'm bearing my soul this one. Your day is coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's going to force me to do everything that I should do. Because it's not just the food portions, it's not just sweets, it's carbonated
Exercise.
drinks and soda and I have to walk.
Yep.
I mean that's a big thing is getting up and walking, especially during the recovery phase, but from then on, and this isn't it's semi-miraculous, but the reality is a year from now I can start overeating again, and this portion of my stomach that's left can expand, and there are people who go back to their original weight.
Well, don't do that.
I'm not. I mean, it's they don't let you go into this lightly. This is not just you walk into your doctor and they say, okay, you meet this weight criteria, we're going to schedule you next week for surgery. I had to go through 12 weeks, 12 sessions of classes at the hospital where they talk about the emotional ties to food and the changes that you need to make and support systems that you need to have in place. And, and I love you so much for being so supportive and, again, seeing these other people's stories out there of family members who just, they don't understand, and I'm not trying to be sexist. It's usually been girls who don't get that kind of support from the male members of their family. And my heart breaks for them because they're trying so hard to make this positive change, and I think people see it as a shortcut or a cop out or an easy way out. And trust me, and I'm already talking about this. So what the hell? You'll see a little bit of what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I'm going in for the surgery this coming Wednesday, the day we'll probably release this podcast. And then I'm fully planning on trying to do an episode every week. I'm going to try not to miss.
Yeah.
We're going to take a bunch of before and during and after photos. So I'll share what I'm comfortable sharing on that. But, I want, if you're out there and you're struggling with this, I just want people to know that there's options. And, it doesn't have to be this extreme, but it's funny because that's actually the name of the class they made us go through.
What's that?
Was options.
Okay.
Because there were other routes that we could have taken besides just, going for the surgery.
So even when we were raising the girls, I would always tell the girls, even when they were 2 years old, my number one job is to keep you healthy and safe.
Yeah, don't prompt me to say it. You prompt them.
No, but I'm saying,
What's my number one job?
that's what I would say.
Keep us healthy and safe.
Yeah. Well, because it would be like, you don't want me to be happy. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
right. I want you to be healthy and safe. And that's
Right.
always got to be my
Right.
priority. And, same for you. But I also think, I do want you to be happy. And I think that this and getting you back to who you are. And that's why I was saying, like, you've always divined yourself so much right from the beginning of our relationship from being a very active, athletic person. That doesn't mean you're going to run out and, join a baseball league.
It's one of the reasons you didn't want to date me.
It is one of the reasons I didn't want to date you. That's very true.
Give them the list. give them the list.
Of everybody that... So when I was in my 20s and making a list of everything I did not want in a relationship, it was, pretty much him. Older men, which had... Well, anyway, older men, divorced, with a kid, in the military, frat boy, like guy who plays sports.
So I was older.
Yeah.
I was divorced.
Much older.
I had a son. I was in the Air Force. I was in a fraternity. And I played sports.
Yeah.
I checked every box for you.
I wasn't exactly like I saw the women that you were dating when I met you. I wasn't exactly fitting in that category either.
What do you mean by that?
Let's just say that I was smart.
I didn't date dumb people.
Oh, yeah, you did. I met some of them.
Well, I met some of the guys you dated too, so.
All right.
Let's just say we both moved up and we'll
go from there.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
So we've talked about what I'm going to do, and you've expressed a desire to kind of come along, not to the extent I am, but on the journey with me. What does that mean to you?
Well, I think that means when I had gone through my weight loss previously, it was a very dramatic change in terms of how I thought about my lifestyle, and particularly food. Sundays would be spent 2.5 hours just food prep to preparing my meals for the week. I would be setting up to eat maybe 6 small meals a day to bring to work and preparing all of those little tiny portions and thinking about what I would prepare on which evening. And there would be a lot of nights that I would prepare my own meal and you guys would get a pizza or whatever it was, and waking up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym before work and trying to get back into that role,
routine.
I guess. Yeah, routine. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and I know you've mentioned about joining the gym with me.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. I mean,
Because, right now it's 83 degrees outside and it's the middle of October.
The back of my neck is actually, I can feel it burning right now. And we did our welcome fall episode 2 weeks ago, but that's why we live in California, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to make sure, and walking is good, and I can certainly do a lot of walking here. I'm not going to be able to walk the dog obviously at first until I'm healed, but that's one thing I'm looking forward to, is getting Molly out and really going for some long walks instead of the obligatory I'm going to walk her as short as I possibly can because my foot hurts or my knee hurts or whatever. But I need to make sure that last winter we had like 3 weeks in a row of rain. So I need to walk, and even if it's just getting out on a treadmill, or sitting on a bike or something. And then obviously, when I start getting myself a little more in shape, moving on to some other things, some weight training and stuff, and not just losing the weight and being a skinny guy, but getting myself back to where I was when I played ball. Yeah.
And I know our daughters have expressed an interest, given some recent other things that have happened that I won't get into now, but focusing on being healthier and improving diet and exercise and
stress.
Where
does that all come from?
What do you mean?
It comes from us.
Yeah.
The example that we've set for them. And
well, yeah, I mean, there's some other stuff involved that have nothing to do with.
I know, but I'm talking in general.
Yeah.
That they mention going to the gym with us, and we find excuses not to do that, and
Well, they're both over 16 now, so that makes it a lot easier too.
Okay. To make excuses or to
No, to have them go to the gym with us.
But I'm talking about the fact that they have expressed that interest,
Yeah.
and we have not acted on that as a good parent would, and because we haven't had the motivation. And if I can go through this and get myself healthy and feeling better about myself, and there's a chain reaction that triggers that for all you guys, then that's only a positive.
Yeah.
But that's going to mean, at least for me, no travel for a little while.
Yeah.
At least a month. I'll probably be kind of laid up and recovering and stuff. And but we've got a million things we can talk about, and certainly a backlog of content that we can put out on Suburban Men and WhereGalsWander as well.
Yep.
But
there's more to life.
you had to get your tagline out there, didn't you? American Men Inspired.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I honestly, if there's one thing that comes out of us starting these different social media platforms, I've had people write to me and say, "You've inspired me. I haven't gone hiking in 15 years, and because you talk about your own journeys when I started hiking out here, and a little bit of struggle, we didn't have mountains back in Chicago. If we can inspire someone else just to feel accepted, feel inspired, feel motivated, then that's what I'm getting out of this." So.
Yeah. I've had the same. I've had guys email me and say, thanks, you make me want to be a better man.
Right.
Which, that's pretty. Like, really, my silly little Suburban Men blog.
Yeah.
And you don't. We're doing it. At the end of the day, we're doing these things for us, and you don't realize sometimes that you're actually impacting other people.
I need new earplug things.
I just bought those for you.
I know. They have fallen out like 5 times.
Okay. Technical issues.
Let's not joke about that until we confirm that this actually recorded this time.
You're funny.
I am.
And you didn't set your phone up as a backup this time.
I didn't.
There must have been a level of trust there.
Hey, we'll just leave it there.
I was tired.
Yeah.
We had just gotten back from Talladega. It was a long weekend.
Are you setting up your phone because you don't trust me to record? No, that's not it at all. And then guess what?
But you set your phone up to record, and you caught the tops of our heads. It wouldn't have done me any good anyway. Oh, well. Is there anything else you want to...
No, I just, everybody
discuss?
kind of keep us in your thoughts this week. If you want to give us a shout out on any of the California Exploring platforms, feel free to cheer Greg on, and we'll keep you posted. So,
all right, we will. Actually, the next time we see you, I will be a different person.
Man, and without the beard, even.
I was going to keep that a surprise.
Oh, we'll just cut that out. Go do that thing where you.
That's too much trouble.
Yeah,
I don't care. All right, till next week. I'm Greg from Suburban Men.
I am Zanne.
And thanks for. Thanks for following along. The video will be on YouTube. The podcast will be on wherever you listen to podcasts. You know where you listen to podcasts at. Suburban Men on all social media. California Exploring.
That's us.
And it gets confusing because I couldn't get the same name, which pings my OCD. But it's CA Exploring on Twitter. California Exploring 1846. Which is Your California Was Founded on Instagram, and California Exploring on Facebook. You had the same issue.
WhereGalsWander.
Except on?
Twitter. If you search WhereGalsWander on Twitter, we come up.
Yeah.
It's just gals.
All right.
All right.
Follow us, subscribe, hit the bell, do the thing.
Do a dance.
Do a
this.
dance. And tell everybody your name is?
Yeah. Say, follow us, and then just announce in the comments, I'm, and then fill in your name. And maybe we'll give you a shout out on the next podcast.
Yeah, that'll be quick.
Oh, we totally just make this up. as
Yeah,
we
we're
go
going to
along.
take 12 seconds to thank all our followers at this point. But it's a journey.
It is.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye.